Approach, my child, and choose where your new life shall begin. The woods can be so peaceful this time of year. Good hunting.
Watch what you're doing. The Imperial milk drinkers.
Looks like he's gone for good this time. But I don't think we should stick around to see if he comes. Closest town from here is Riverwood. My uncle's a blacksmith there. I'm sure he'd help you out. And it's probably best if we split up. Good luck. I wouldn't have made it without your help today.
And just who in Oblivion might you be, Another traveler on a life-changing pilgrimage of worship? Because so help me, with the mood I'm in right now, it will be life-changing. Good. I prefer to avoid spilling any more blood than is absolutely necessary. Including mine. Taliesin. And before you ask, yes, it's an alias. To ensure my safety. And yours, if you know what's good for you. Oh, no, don't get me wrong. I am sure you're a fine, upstanding citizen of the realm, but one can never be too cautious when there are traitors and murderers about. What a clumsy way of putting it. It was clearly self-defense. A contingent of Thalmor, led by none other than yours truly, set out on an inquisition to weed out Talos worship in Falkreath. When first we laid eyes on these backwoods savages, I thought it was only decent to question their purpose for being here. Agent Sanyon had a speech prepared and everything. He was only halfway through it when one of them struck him from behind and wrecked the whole thing. Oh, gods no! I have a 3 strikes policy. One spell usually does the trick to paralyze the victim. Convert. Agent Sanyon fell, and I resumed, in rather eloquent diction, the speech he failed to finish. One of those bastards mocked my dagger. It's been in the family for generations. So I put it to good use and carved out his heart and showed it to the lot of them before eventually killing them all. Like I said, clearly self-defense. And you have a strange definition of decent attire. What, with a drab outfit like that, you must have pieced it together by looting the bodies you've slain. No decency at all. And you have the gall to call me a monster. Bah! Gods. Yes, it's just a flesh wound. I live. These heretics put up a good fight, I'll give them that. The priest cut me pretty deep. Once the shock wears off, I'll be able to heal myself. Listen here, you little worm. I survived the Great War. I can survive a simple knife wound. I hope. Waiting to loot my corpse, you skeever? Shoo! Help me. For God's sake, why? Persistent, aren't you? You do realize you'll be aiding a member of the Thalmor, right? No doubt the people of Skyrim would prefer to see us all dead. That is the most naive thing I have heard since Sindarian ventured off into Blackreach and said, "Oh, shopkeep, 2 dozen of your finest nernroot, please." Spoiler alert, he was killed. Gruesomely. The moment I'm healed, what makes you so certain you won't suffer the same fate? Oh, now that's the spirit. I had a feeling you were a feisty one. I like that. Very well. I will cooperate. For now. Whoa. Amber is the color of your energy. Whoa. Whoa. Ah, that's much better. Well, I... thank you. So, as it turns out, I really haven't got much in terms of a reward right now, but I can offer you the pleasure of my company. I think you'll find that having a member of the Thalmor in your pocket could be quite beneficial. And if your first thoughts are, this dashing Mer is going to betray me at the first opportunity, then you're sharper than you look. I know why I was sent to accompany Sanyan. I was expected to die here. And then you came along and changed that. So in words you so eloquently spoke but a moment ago, why not? Any number of reasons, really. Could be my brash attitude, my candid inability to hold my tongue, or my insatiable lust for life and, well, people. There is no court-martial where I came from, no honorable discharge. One does not simply leave the Thalmor, except in a box. Elenwyn expects those of us sent to Skyrim to shine in her own image, to make her look good. Apparently, I didn't make the cut. If I return to the Thalmor, she'll likely send me on another suicide mission until I'm dead. So, why not humor her? She gets the last laugh, and you get a handsome new companion at your side. Oh, careful now, friend. I might end up liking you. You have my word that you can trust me to watch your backside and not to sink my dagger into it. Unless you change your mind on that, of course. Well, when you put it that way, how can I refuse?
One there?
I'll make this quick.
Wow.
Kill you! Fight!
It's over.
This bridge being down. I thought we had a guard posted outside. We did. Your eyes peeled. I don't think we're alone.
I'll put you in the ground. Damn. You'll pay for this.
Done. I got blood on me.
A dragon! I saw a dragon!
What? I've been looking for a letter. Not sure who from. He wouldn't say, just that he was a friend of yours. Looks like that's it. Got to go. If you keep on like this, everyone in town will happen to you. And I've got better things to do than listen to more of your
Keep your voice down. I'm fine.
You'll see.
But we should
It
go
was
inside
a
to talk.
dragon. It'll kill us all,
What's
and then
going
you'll
on?
believe me.
And who's this?
She's a friend. Saved my life, in fact. Come on, I'll explain everything, but we need to go inside.
Okay, come inside then. Sigrid will get you something to eat, and you can tell me all about it. Sigrid, we have company.
Hadvar, we've been so worried about you. Come, you two must be hungry. Sit down and I'll get you something to eat.
Now then, boy, what's the big mystery? What are you doing here looking like you lost an argument with a cave bear?
I don't know where to start. You know I was assigned to General Tullius' guard. We were stopped in Helgen when we were attacked by a dragon.
A dragon? That's ridiculous. You aren't drunk, are you, boy?
Husband, let him tell his story.
Not much more to tell. This dragon flew over and just wrecked the whole place. Mass confusion. I don't know if anyone else got out alive. I doubt I'd made it out myself if not for my friend here. I need to get back to Solitude and let them know what's happened. I thought you could help us out. Food, supplies, a place to stay.
Of course. Any friend of Hadvar's is a friend of mine. I'm glad to help however I can. Like I said. But I need your help. The Jarl needs to know if there's a dragon on the loose. Riverwood is defenseless. We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever soldiers he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. Cross the river and then head north. You'll see it just past the falls. When you get to Whiterun, just keep going up. When you get to the top of the hill, you're at Dragon's Reach, the Jarl's palace. Jarl Balgruuf, he rules Whiterun Hold. A good man, perhaps a bit overcautious, but these are dangerous times. So far, he's managed to stay out of the war. I'm afraid it can't last, though. Take what you need, my friend. Within reason, of course.
Hadvar, did you really see a dragon? What did it look like? Did it have big teeth?
Well, I'd better get back to work. You two make yourselves at home.
It's nice to be back in a friendly spot, huh? Listen, I'm going to lay up here for a while. You can make your own way to Solitude from here. I'd recommend heading to Whiterun, just down the road from here. From there you can take a carriage to Solitude. So did I. If the damn Stormcloak somehow found one, or woke it up, the war might be about to take an ugly turn. Hard to believe it was just a coincidence, that the first dragon anyone's seen for centuries attacks just as Ulfric was about to be executed. Be careful on the way to Solitude. Damn Stormcloaks could be anywhere.
Well, one of us has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no theatrics, no thief chasing.
Well, what are you going to do then, huh? Let's hear it.
Well, I don't know what you overheard, but the Riverwood Trader is still open. Feel free to shop. I think I have a few old spell books laying about. If you want more, you'll have to go to the College of Winterhold.
You lost.
Orgnar, are you listening?
Hard not to.
Hey, you look like the adventuring type, right? So you are, yeah? Well, anyway, as if you are. I'm quite the marksman. I know my way in the wilderness. I could be a great addition in your travels.
Welcome. Let me know if you want it.
What? How have you seen it all? No, never mind. Toss that. Look, I am offering to help you for nothing. Why do you hire other mercenaries? Because they can help you in combat. I'm just as good as any other. Alright then. I'll be here. Just... Oh, I almost forgot. My name is Cash, by the way.
The age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the storm cloaks and restore
Time for another adventure?
the blood and our steel.
Yes?
We will take back our...
I'm listening. Fear not, my little Breton. Should an item on the top shelf of your life be just out of reach, I'll be here to help you. I do so cherish our dynamic. I talk, and you leave.
Yeah? Well, okay. I know I do not like magic, because magic is scary and crazy, and a lot can go wrong real tusking quickly. But... it is just Skyrim is a big place, and I do not want to get lost and not know where you are. Here, this spell will let you summon me. Just do not use it too much, because magic and all. Thanks. It is pretty cool.
Yes? I beg your pardon? You want to summon me? Look, friend, and I use that term loosely, I am a pure-blooded Altmer. Not a single drop of Dremora blood flows through these thick, bulging veins. One cannot simply summon me like I'm some Atronach from Oblivion, or an aging butler named Haskill who still owes me some coin from many moons ago when I wined and dined him on a brisk Sunday's Eve in late Hearthfire and he never wrote back and, oh gods, I've said too much. I'll have to kill you now. Nothing at all. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Really. How are you? Fine. Give me a moment. What were those calculations again? No, that's not right. Let's see. Oh, would that radius work? Rum bum bum, rum tum tum, bum bum bum, bum 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 bum, skidly eye die tee right eye tie, tee rappa tappa rappa tum tum. You've got it! Ha! There we go, tally-ho. Here, it's dangerous to go alone. Take this. Actually, my mother taught me this spell. I merely perfected it. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It should work all over Skyrim, although it does have some limitations. But in theory, it might reach as far as Solstheim. Or even elsewhere. Shut up, I'm funny. Simple. If ever you need aid, company, or a big spoon at night, just focus. Picture me in your mind, your desire to have me at your side, demand I be there, and then, poof! I'll be broken down into a million particles and then pieced back together right behind you. Oh, it is. Very. That's why when Mother called me in for supper, trust me, it wasn't up for debate. So, let's hope you don't need it too often. Yes? Please?
out like a gutted Nebra. Of course I'm not all right. Oh, just my luck. But at least you aren't deaf. Healing potions. Sorry, but I don't quite trust your skills. I've seen some scars the Imperial healers have left. They are the red fuzzy ones. And they are not the red fuzzy ones that are poisonous. Just let me show you which one. Some giant lizard swooped down and lit up this whole valley. I barely had time to cast a ward, and it looks like everyone else didn't cast any. Unfortunately, I have landed on my potions. Wish the Pocket Guide would have published an updated version mentioning them. Nebera. Just call me Nebera. It isn't a name, it's an insult. It means unwelcome and foreigner in Altmer. Because I don't want to tell you my name, and I feel like a bloody Nebera in Skyrim. I was a caravan guard. Ernard wanted to avoid the roads, so we stuck to the forests. Figured it was contraband or something, but couldn't have been that important if he left most of it out here. So, instead of coin, you can have my sword at your side. If not, then you can likely find me waiting in Old Rolden. Will do. So, we're all ready to go? Come, one and all to Skyrim. Stretch your horizons, your coin purse, or even your ribcage if you happen to meet a bear.
Hello? Can I help you?
Witches. The length they go for power makes my skin crawl.
Yes, I suppose it's not something you see very often in Skyrim, is it? Where I come from, they're very common. Valenwood, all the way to the south. What about you? Are you from here? Oh, interesting. Do you know Skyrim very well? I see. I don't suppose you're in need of a traveling companion, are you? I could use someone to show me around this cold, unfamiliar place. I'm a very good archer too, so I could watch your back in return. What do you say? Excellent. I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, watch it.
Careful now.
How can I
If
help?
these hags wish to practice their illegal arts in peace, they really should be more subtle with their decor.
Let's go.
The elf has the opportunity to rise above man, and yet he falls to their level. Pathetic.
My name is Ari, by the way. It's nice to meet you. Yes? Food. I will try my best to answer. It is. It's called the Meat Mandate, and it's part of the Green Pact. It dictates that a fallen enemy must be eaten within 3 days of a battle. Go ahead. It's the agreement my people made with Ephraim. In return for her protection and blessing, we swore to never eat or harm any plant life or vegetation.
You okay? Oh, we're done?
Your marching orders? What did you have in mind? Plenty of work with the province in chaos, and I don't mind killing Stormcloaks or Imperials. An isolated farm on Auradon. Anything else?
Excuse me, madam. I don't normally do this, but... have you got a moment to talk? Flirt? No, that wasn't my intention. Not at all. I just meant I have a proposition for you. No, not that kind of proposition. I meant I'd like to do business with you. Not like that. Can we start again?
She's nice.
Oh, thank the divines. Right, let's have another go. My name is Lucian Flavius. I'm a scientist, philosopher, amateur wizard, and something of a musician, though I suppose that's more of a hobby. I couldn't help noticing that you seem... how can I put this? Well acquainted with the less savory side of Skyrim? As a matter of fact, I do. I'm here in Skyrim on an expedition, academic mainly. I find the province simply fascinating. The flora, the fauna, the ruins, both Dwemer and Nordic, the architecture, the politics. Trouble is, I'm really not much of a fighter. I know a few spells and can just about swing a sword, but beyond that, I'm pretty useless in combat. Skyrim's no place for a milk drinker like me. Not on my own, anyway. So, I'm looking for someone to travel with. I suppose what I'm asking is, would you awfully mind if I tag along? I will of course compensate you most handsomely for putting up with me.
On second thought, I don't want to know.
Oh, shall we say 300 septims up front? After that, I'll top you up every time we come across something useful to my research. At your discretion, of course. No obligations, save that you take me with you, and assist in keeping me alive wherever possible. Oh, splendid. Here's your gold. This is going to be quite the adventure. It's a pleasure to meet you. Lead on. I don't believe we've been properly introduced. My name is Lucian Flavius.
I'm Ari. I suppose you and I will both be looking after our mutual friend from now on, huh?
Looking after. Yes, quite. That's what I do. I look after people. Definitely not the other way round.
Worry not, my dear new friend. I've got your back as well.
You're going to have the men around here wrapped around your finger in no time.
Mom says I'm getting a new mommy and daddy, so I'll have 2 of each now.
2 Bosma are eating a jester. One says to the other, "Does this taste funny to you?"
Got something to say, Swit? I don't know how much the Thalmor are paying you to do this, but I can still put up a fight. And I will take you with me. Oh, lovely. So you're just here to watch me struggle against the Spare Trap until they show up. Wait a minute. If you're out with the Legionnaires of the Thalmor, who are you? What are you doing out here? Don't tell me you just stumbled into all this. Oh. This is very fortunate. I need to get to that town down the hill from here. Can you help me? They don't know my face yet. If we run into any patrols, tell them it was a hunting accident. It's probably far too common in this region. What do you say? Can you help me out? Excellent. I like you already. Let me know when you're ready to pry this thing open. And, no rush. As I'll ever be. 3. Well, this goes a little beyond any external wounds. I think I nicked my pride, too. But thank you. Truly. Keep it, though. I can still walk. Gods, that hurts. Stranger, I don't know who you are, but you just saved my life. I'm afraid that's not the end of the favors I'll be asking of you, though. So, can you get me to Falkreath? Thank you, stranger. My name's Gore, by the way. And you? Oh, well, it's not one. It's closer to an insult. But I guess it grew on me. I could tell you about it later. For now, let's get moving. Right, well, let me know when you're ready. I'm gonna go put some pressure on this. Just in time.
You don't stand it.
That's one for me.
It's just full of blood.
Yes. Bastards. Every single one of them has blood on their hands.
glad to see them dead. I appreciate your help, though. Now that they're dead, I doubt there'll be anyone else coming after me. They killed almost all of us. Listen, thank you. Given a bit of time and a healer, I should be back to fighting for him in no time. In the meantime, though, I swear myself to you, as the one that saved my life, thank you. I would have died in that trap, and they found me. Like a dog. I know I owe you a bit of an explanation for all of this, and when we have the time, I'll try and give you the short version. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't been on my own in... ever. I suppose I'll just stick with you, if you'll have me. Ah, then it's settled. I will protect you with my life. Same as you did for me. Thank you. Lead. Oi, and Gore. Pleasure to meet you. No one tops the company of a Bosmer, in my opinion. I just wanted to take a bite out of a bandit's heart right in front of his comrades.
Delighted to meet you, Gore. I'll have to save the next one we come across for you then.
Well, please do. I throw up once we're done picking them off. Where to, Blood?
Did you? Oh, we used to use a hunter's call to find each other in the field. I can teach it to you. You make that sound and I'll know exactly where to find you. Always. What's on your mind, sister? Oh, sister? Well, I guess I picked that up with the Ravens. I called the men their brother. You're far more deserving of the title, though. You should be.
What? I approve of your choice of attire. Go ahead. Technically he's not. The Green Pact only applies to plants in Valenwood, and so chopping wood in Skyrim is not a crime. That's not to say it's not absolutely disgusting, however. Faendal ought to be ashamed of himself. How does he sleep at night? Have you ever seen a hover? They are like ticks, except enormous. They hunt people by leaping on them and burying their jaws in their chest. I don't know. I suppose I'm feeling a little homesick. Don't get me wrong, Skyrim is really beautiful in its own way, but it's not Valenwood. I can't go home. I'd rather not get into that right now. Maybe I'll explain some other time. Thank you for asking, but I don't know. I just really miss the lushness of the forest, the secret rivers, and the gentle evening sun.
You look haunted somehow, as though you've seen something terrible. Tell me, please, what did you see? A dragon? You saw an actual living dragon? But that's impossible, surely. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to question your reliability. If you say you saw a dragon, then who am I to doubt you? But don't you think if a dragon destroyed Helgen, that the people nearby should be warned? Isn't there a village right on its doorstep? Riverwood, I think it's called. Then what are we waiting for? Those people are counting on us. I'm all ears. Cyrodiil, though I suppose you could probably guess that. I grew up in the Imperial City, mostly with my nose in a book. My family own a small amount of property there, and they always encouraged me to pursue my interests. Namely, knowledge, in all its forms. I spent some time at the Arcane University, a couple of years at the archives of White Gold Tower, and I've studied at every academy in the city. But no amount of academic knowledge can compare to some practical experience. I'm done reading about the world. Now I want to see it. So many things. Culture, the architecture, but most of all, the enormous Dwemer presence here. The technology the dwarves possessed all those years ago is miles beyond us, even today. The chance to study it in person, I just couldn't resist. Let's get moving.
I'm listening. Don't take this the wrong way, but you strike me as the sort of person who needs constant feedback. I'll be sure to repeat myself as often as possible to help you out. Shall I pour us a cup of high tea, then? Burwail the Avenger, my trusty ceremonial dagger. We have quite the history, you see. Hard to believe it, but when I was a child, I was nothing at all like the strapping young soldier you see before you. No, on the contrary. I was an awkward schoolboy who daydreamt and read books. I had quite the sweet tooth, and I never exercised much. Never really had any friends either. My father insisted that I enlist with the Thalmor, and of course I wanted nothing to do with it. Oh, I'm sorry. Who's telling the story? You or me? Anyway, one day he brought me into his study to help him open a dresser that was giving him a bit of trouble. After I opened it on the first try, I laughed at him. He then sat me down. To scold me and beat me, I thought, as was his custom. But then, as his mouth opened, out flowed the most beautiful, elaborate story my young mind had ever heard. I was the chosen one, destined to slay a great enemy of the people. A great dragon threatened the safety and the purity of our good land. He showed me this dagger, Burwail the Avenger, he called it, and bade me to take it, that I would use it to slay the great beast once and for all. But to train with it, I would need to enlist in the ranks of the Thalmor, who would show me how to properly wield it. No, actually. As it turns out, the great dragon was the evil of Talos worship, and my father was just a bigot. Hooray for metaphors. It was all a lie. An elaborate ruse to get his lazy sod of a son out of the house and earning his living. The dagger was worthless. Don't be. I'm not. It helped me develop the courage I needed to get out on my own. I suppose you could call that a big win for parenting, eh? Take note, if you ever have children of your own, with just the right balance of carrots, sticks, and fantasies, you can make a soldier out of a sap. Anyway, the joke's on him, really. I've since learned the art of blacksmithing and enchanting, so now, Burwail the Avenger is a weapon worthy of his impressive title. And the rest, as they say, is history. As am I, friend. But enough standing idly by. The hour grows late. Shall we away?
When I get out of here, I'll kill you all myself. What? Who are you? You're not with the Thalmor, are you? Quick, get me free from here before more come. Kaiden. My name is Kaiden. The Thalmor invited me to high tea. What do you think? I don't know. Some Justicars ambushed me outside of Falkreath. You're a lifesaver. A bottled miracle of this stuff. Thank you. Wait, there's one more thing. One of the Thalmor got his hands on my sword. I know I've got no right to ask, but I could use your help in getting it back. Headed deeper into the prison, and with luck, he's cornered like a rat.
Can't we talk this out?
I appreciate it. Son of a bitch had it coming. I can't thank you enough. I know you didn't have to help me. The question on everyone's mind, even mine. The sword belonged to my mother. I never knew her, but it's my only real clue to finding out who she was. Listen, I owe you my life, and I'm not a man who's comfortable being in debt. If you ever have need of me, I'd be glad to fight alongside you till that debt is repaid. I am your sword and shield. You found the rest of my gear. Mind if I get that armor back? It's been my second skin for years now. Trade? You're just going to make me carry all your stuff, aren't you? Aye.
I should have joined the vigilance.
You are really tall.
Bringing a child. Are you sure about this?
It is okay. I can protect myself.
Well, you look pretty tough. You'd have to learn how to use a weapon and how to hunt.
It's nice to meet you.
Huh? But I can already do all that.
Aye? Well, now.
Yep. I have been learning how to fight for a long time now. My name is Cash.
My name is Kaiden.
Kaiden. Damn. That is a really cool name.
Aye. Pleased to meet you, Owen.
Hey, Kaiden.
Yes, Ori?
Oh, never mind. I was going to tell you a sword pun, but I'm not sure you'd see the point.
I remember seeing
Get away from me!
good enough sword.
You handle yourself well. You could make for a decent shield, sister. An outsider, eh? Never heard of the Companions? An order of warriors. We are brothers and sisters in honor. And we show up to solve problems if the coin is good enough.
In Valorhood, they're treated similarly to how the Thalmor.
Not for me to say. You'll have to talk to Kodlak Whiteman. The old man's got a good sense. If you go to him...
That's an unusual name. Where are you from, if you don't mind my asking?
Do you think they
I
pacify
wish I knew,
these first or just...
but I'm trying to find out. I have something for you. It's a Nord war horn, carved from a bit of tusk. You can use it if we ever get separated. I'll hear it, and I'll be able to find you.
That bow has seen me through a fair few hunts. I wouldn't mind it back, but you're welcome to keep using it. Aye, guess I owe you that. I've been trying to find a way to cross the border into Pale Pass. Ever since Helgen, it's been near impossible to get into Cyrodiil without a stack of papers for the Empire to keep track of you. In the meantime, I've been picking up bounty contracts to keep some coin in my pocket. I must have drawn too much attention to myself. I'd been camping by the lake when they ambushed me. Seems the Thalmor don't ever need much evidence to bring in a suspect. They took one look at that sword, decided I'd be a good target for interrogation, and dragged me off to that abandoned prison. Brynjar used to say, if you're not a little afraid, you're not understanding the situation. Fear I can deal with easily enough. But there was a moment or two when I started to think it really would be the end for me. The Thalmor would never have let me go, no matter what I told them. You face damn mortality too. Perhaps you know the feeling. You really are formidable, aren't you? I could almost feel sorry for your enemies. Probably. And I'll be ready for them. Live and learn, right?
Aye, I'm alright. Just glad to be out of that disgusting place and breathing fresh air again. How about you? I like the thought of a rest. Sure thing.
I wouldn't say no to a blade of Skyforged steel. Imagine it. Weapons forged in fire as old as Skyrim itself.
She seems nice enough. Are you certain we can trust her? Well, you're a good judge of character, so I'll trust you on that.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only. Fine. But we'll be keeping an eye on you.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperium.
Here we are. Dragons.
There's no telling.
Spectacular, isn't it? Let's go chat to the man at the big fancy
My lord, please.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
Who's this then?
As House Carl, my job is to deal with all dangers that threaten the Jarl or his people. So you have my attention. Now explain yourself.
Before I killed him, that is.
You know about Helgen? The Jarl will want to speak to you personally. Approach.
So, you were at Helgen? You saw this dragon with your own eyes? By Ysmir, Irileth was right! What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls? Against the dragon?
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. That dragon is lurking in the mountains.
The Jarl of Falkreath will view that as a provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not—
Enough! I'll not stand idly by while the dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people. Irileth, send a detachment to Riverwood at once.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll return to my duties.
That would be best. Well done. You sought me out on your own initiative. You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take this as a small token of my esteem. There is another thing you could do for me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps. Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
They say Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Hey, how did you manage to convince the Jarl about the dragon attack? He wouldn't listen to me. Wait a minute. You were there. You were about to be executed when the dragon attacked. How did you escape? Sorry, you just looked familiar. Never mind then. Actually, I was wondering, are you looking for someone to come with you in your adventures? Oh, thank you. Let me know when you're ready to go. By the way, my name is Lucifer. What is it? Okay, let's see how our first adventures go and we can see how we get on. I believe the Jarl is waiting for us. We shouldn't keep him waiting. Hello there. It looks like we'll be working together. So, I wanted to know your name. Are we done talking?
Call me Nebo. And you are?
Lucifer.
Did your parents give you that name, or did you pick it yourself?
Wow, you made that personal, didn't you? Nebs.
Wait, so that wasn't
Whoa,
a
wait!
nickname? Oh, sounds like something one of my old merc buddies would call themselves.
Is that meant to be a compliment or an insult? I can't tell the difference.
You'll figure it out.
Farengar, I think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project. Go ahead and fill her in with all the details.
So the Jarl thinks you can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragons. Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there. Ah, no mere brute mercenary, but a thinker. Perhaps even a scholar? You see, when the stories of dragons began to circulate, many dismissed them as mere fantasies, rumors, impossibilities. One sure mark of a fool is to dismiss anything that falls outside his experience as being impossible. But I began to search for information about dragons. Where had they gone all those years ago? And where were they coming from? I learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself. An old tomb built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Ah, maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, and I'm sure some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there. Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we? I have my sources. Reliable sources. I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice. Ah, that reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions. Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me? I'm sure Arcadia will provide some form of recompense. Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task. Oh, I thought you were already on your way to Bleak
This is a priority now.
Remember, your mind is the best weapon you have.
Oh, we need it quick. Huh? Before it's too late.
Of course, Jarl Balgruf. You seem to have found me an able assistant. I'm sure she will prove